7 I guess. طيب الحمد لله رب العالمين، أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته كما صليت على آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى أزواجه وذريته كما باركت على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. So today is the 15th of Sha'ban, 1435, and we are doing the section on the dhikr of the morning and the evening. We did few of them, and we are doing the hadith number 78, which says, Allahumma bika asbahna wa bika amsayna wa bika nahya wa bika namut wa ilayka an-nushur. That is in the morning. In the evening, وإذا أمسى قال اللهم بك أمسينا وبك أصبحنا وبك نحيا وبك نموت وإليك المصير. So in the morning, O Allah, it is through you that we enter into the morning. We wake up and enter into the morning. Through you we get into the evening. Through you we live, through you we die, and to you is the resurrection. In the evening, the same, you just change the evening. Oh Allah, it is through you that we get into the evening, or we start our evening, enter into the evening. And it's through you that we entered into the morning. And it is through you that we live, through you that we die, and to you is the end or the abode. We will return to you. To you is the return. The morning to you is the resurrection. We will be resurrected unto you. And in the evening to you is the return. We will be returned to you. Now, bika asbahna, through you that we enter into the morning. What kind of translation they give for that? Allahumma bika asbahna. By your leave. طيب. By your leave we reached the morning. Okay. So here it is through you. He mentions here in the explanation, through your favor, or by your protection, or by your remembrance, right? So it is by you we wake up or we get into the morning. It is by you we get into the evening, right? So it's as if he's saying it is by your favor or with your favor, by your protection or with your protection, by your remembrance, right? We enter into the morning. Here, bika nahya, through you we live, or by you we live. Here, meaning, he says, seeking your protection, seeking your shelter. Mustajirin wa musta'idhin. By you, seeking your protection and your shelter in all times and the rest of the conditions, in the morning, in the evening, in living and also in dying. Ilayka an-nushur, resurrection, that's what will happen. The people who are dead, they will be resurrected for the day of judgment. Al-masir, ilayka al-masir is the return. We will be returned to you. Now, he says in the morning, ilayka an-nushur, to you we will be resurrected. And in the evening, he says, to you will be the return. Sometimes, some of us, when we say this, we mix it up. Yani, masir and nushur, we mix it up. And there are some narrations that have that too. Right? But then this should be the one that we use. In the morning, to you is the resurrection, and in the evening to you is the return, or will be the return. Now he says الإصباح يشبه النشر بعد الموت. يعني waking up in the morning and starting up the day in the morning, this resembles resurrection after death. As for al-imsa, getting into the night time, starting into the evening, يشبه الموت بعد الحياة. It resembles death after living, right? So this is why in what resembles living, he says, to you is the resurrection, right? So when you go to sleep, you die, right? When you wake up, now you are resurrected again, right? And in the evening, it's the end of the day, the end of, the whole day. So then it resembles as if, the night time has come in, and it's as if you are going to die. So this resembles al-masir. To you will be the return. Allah knows best. The next one, Hadith 79. Allahumma anta rabbi. O Allah, you are my Lord and Creator. Many times we use the word Lord for Rabb. Now Rabb has the meaning of the Lord, but then the Lord in English, Allah knows best, does not have the meaning of the Creator. The Creator, right? It has the meaning of a master, provider, like that, but then ruler, but it doesn't have the meaning of creator, right? So, but this is the closest one. O Allah, you are my Lord. La ilaha illa ant. There is no true God except you. خلقتني وأنا عبدك. You created me and I am your servant. وأنا على عهدك ووعدك ما استطعت. I will be upon your, or fulfilling your covenant and your promise as much as I am able. أعوذ بك من شر ما صنعت. I seek refuge with you from the evil of what I have done. أبوء لك بنعمتك علي. I turn to you confessing of your favors upon me. وأبوء بذنبي. And I turn to you, or I return to you, confessing of my sins. فاغفر لي, so forgive me. فإنه لا يغفر الذنوب إلا أنت. For surely none forgives the sins except you. The narrator is of this hadith is Shaddad ibn Aus radiyallahu anhu, and this is a hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith 6306. This is a famous hadith, Said al or the master, the chief way of seeking forgiveness. In this hadith it has come that the one who says it, having certainty in it, in these words, when he is in the evening, when he enters into the evening, then he dies that night, he enters paradise. And likewise in the morning, right? If he says it in the morning, having certain faith and belief in it, then he dies during that day, then he enters paradise. Now, the original work, Hisn al Muslim, it does not have the rewards for those words you say them. It doesn't have the reward because they want to summarize it to make it easy for you to carry wherever you go. So if they mention details and they mention the full hadith, the full word, they only mention the dhikr that you're supposed to say, right? But then sometimes it's beneficial to know the reward of the words that you're saying, because it will make you be interested, enthusiastic, having the eagerness to say those words and not to miss them, right? So this is just a few lines. If you say them in the morning and you die, then you enter paradise. If you say them in the evening and you die that night, you enter paradise, right? اللهم أنت ربي لا إله إلا أنت خلقتني. There is no true God except you. You created me. So one is confessing here that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one, that Allah is without partner, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created you. وَأَنَا عَبْدُكَ, and I am your slave servant, right? I am your slave, I am your servant. This is a confession of servitude, slavery, that you are owned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَأَنَا عَلَى عَهْدِكَ وَوَعْدِكَ, I will be fulfilling, I will live up to your covenant and your promise. The covenant that I should hold you to be one and only, I should believe in your oneness. The covenant that I should admit and confess that you are the worthy God to be worshipped, that you are one. وَوَعْدِكَ, the promise here is the paradise. Paradise for me if I fulfill that. So here أنا مقيم على توحيدك وعلى حقيقة وعدك لي. So I will be establishing your oneness, يعني I will lead a life based on monotheism, Islamic monotheism. So I am upon that. I will be living up and fulfilling that covenant with you. And also I am expecting the fulfillment of your promise for that. And the promise for that is paradise. وَأَنَا عَلَى عَهْدِكَ وَوَعْدِكَ. Right? وَأَنَا عَلَى عَهْدِكَ وَوَعْدِكَ. مَا اسْتَطَعْتُ, as much as I am able to do so. This is limited now or restricted or linked to one's ability. I will be doing that according to my ability. أبوء لك بنعمتك علي, meaning here that you confess, you admit of Allah's favors upon you. And أبوء بذنبي, I confess, I admit of the sins that I have committed. فاغفر لي, so he is now asking based on that for forgiveness, for surely none forgives the sins except you. There is no one who can forgive the sins. وَمَنْ يَغْفِرُ الذُّنُوبَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ, as in the Quran, who forgives sins but Allah. This is the Islam. This is the Tawheed, right? There is no one. We don't have a Sheikh or a saint or a prophet who forgives the sins of the people. Not in Islam. It was not in any. Islam is the religion of all the prophets. None of them had this, right? Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives the sins that the people commit. Now this hadith is has a very deep meaning, and there is a booklet that was authored and it was translated into English. It says the master of seeking forgiveness, explaining this hadith, right? And we went through this hadith when we were doing the book Al-Wabil Al-Sayyib, right? So if you remember that Al-Imam Ibn Al-Qayyim alayhi rahmatullah, he said that in this hadith you have, I confess to you, I return to you confessing of your favors upon me, and I return to you confessing of the sins that I have committed. Having these two items, confessing the favor, it means that you witness, you realize, you recognize that Allah has done a lot of good to you, a lot of favors, a lot of bounties. So you see that, you sense it, and you feel it. This feeling of the favors of Allah upon you will lead to you loving him. Because the human, he loves, Allah put it in his nature that if someone does something nice to you, then you like them, right? So now we get a lot of favors from Allah, but then sometimes we are unaware, we don't think about them. Many times after we lose the favor or the bounty, that's when we know how dear and how great and how precious that favor was. The favor of health, or the favor of wealth, and the favor of having free time, the favor of having a wife, having children, having the woman having a husband, and so on and so forth, having a home and all of that, right? But when you have this feeling along with you, and remember that this is now dhikr of the morning and the evening. So every day you are going through this and you are witnessing the favors of Allah upon you. Mushahadatul minna, which Imam Ibn Qayyim says, for you to witness the favor and the bounty of Allah upon you. That's one side. For you to see that Allah is doing a lot of good to you, this will lead you to love Him. On the other hand, وَأَبُوءُ بِذَنْبِي, I turn to you, confessing of the sins that I have committed. This one he calls مشاهدة عيب النفس أو ملاحظة عيب النفس, watching and noticing the flaws and deficiencies of the self or of the soul, right? So this witnessing of that, sensing this, feeling that you are deficient, you have flaws and deficiencies, you haven't done enough, you have fallen into sins, you are falling short, right? This will make you be humble. And he says that these two, the full love to Allah and the full humility towards Him, these are the two components of al-ibadah, worship. Worship is based on love and humility. Al-hub wal-dhul. Hub al-ma'bud subhanahu wa ta'ala, wa-tadhallulu lah, and humbling yourself before Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the two major components. وعبادة الرحمن غاية حبه مع ذل عابده. That's what Imam Ibn Qayyim, he said in the line of poetry. هما قطبان. Right? He says عبادة الرحمن, worshipping of Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. غاية حبه is to have utmost love for Him. مع ذل عابده, along with the humbleness of the worshipper. هما قطبان. These are the two axes of ibadah. These are the two major components of ibadah. So if you have the two, then you have ibadah. If you don't have the two, then it is not ibadah. Yani it could be someone is controlled by force, right? Yani some of the dictators, the people might shout and say slogans of extreme love to them, but when they go home, they start cursing them to the most because they hate them so much, but then they are afraid, right? They are afraid, right? So in order to have the true ibadah, the real ibadah is love, complete love, and complete humility. And these two components, what brings these two components? Complete love, you will get that when you always sense and feel and recognize the favors and the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you, while watching and seeing how short you are, how much you are falling short, this will make you also humbling yourself before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will never admire what you do, or you will never admire yourself, because you always see how flawed or how short you are. So these are two things, witnessing the favors of Allah upon you and witnessing your shortcomings. These two will lead to complete love for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and complete humility towards Him. And these are the two that will form the ibadah, the worship, the true worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a very important hadith. It is worth studying. We should memorize these and use it in the morning and in the evening, inshallah, as this is the best way that you can seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the best way that you can seek the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The next hadith, number 80. اللهم إني أصبحت أشهدك وأشهد حملة عرشك وملائكتك وجميع خلقك أنك أنت الله لا إله إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك وأن محمدا عبدك ورسولك 4 مرات, 4 times. Here the narrator is Anas ibn Malik, and it says that the one who says this in the morning and in the evening 4 times, Allah will save him from the fire. أعتقه الله من النار. Now this hadith, there is some discussion about its authenticity. Some scholars do authenticate it, some scholars don't, but inshallah it is a hadith that is not far from being authentic. If it has weakness, then it's not the weakness that will make it a hadith that is not to be used. That's why a number of scholars, they authenticated this hadith. It says, "O Allah, surely I enter into the morning, I wake up in the morning, making you my witness, ushhiduk, making you my witness, and making also hamalat arshik, the carriers of your throne, I make them also my witness, and your angels and all of your creation, that truly you are Allah, there is no true God except you, one without a partner for you, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is your servant and your messenger." Here talks about making the angels who are carrying the throne the witness or witnesses. يحمل عرش ربك فوقهم يومئذ 8, and there carries the throne of your Lord above them that they ate. So that day referring to the day of judgment. What about before the day of judgment? How many are the carriers of the throne? Allah knows best. Different scholars say different things, and here he mentions a quotation from Ibn Abbas radiyallahu anhuma that there are 8 rows of angels. That's what he says. Nobody knows their number except Allah. He mentions that Ad-Dahhak said that too. Al-Hasan al-Basri, he mentions from him that he said Allah knows how many they are. They are 8 or 8,000. Right? Allah knows best what is known. Allah knows best what is used is that, and this is what some scholars mention, that there are 8, the carriers of the throne, that there are 8 now and on the day of judgment. But Allah knows best. There could be otherwise. So after mentioning the carriers of the throne, he mentions وَمَلَائِكَتَكَ, and your وَمَلَائِكَتِكَ, and your angels. اللهم إني أصبحت أشهدك وأشهد حملة عرشك وملائكتك وجميع خلقك. Right? So here the carriers of the throne are angels, and after that he says, and your angels, right? So just making them special, giving them a special status by mentioning them by themselves and then mentioning the angels after them. The angels are from the creation of Allah. They are created from light, as we are told in the authentic hadith. Then after that he says, I make all of your creation my witness. So in this, all of the creation includes the carriers of the throne, and it includes the angels, and it includes the rest, right? So here he's giving a special status for the angels from the rest of the creation. So he's making them a witness here. He's making them his witness here by making this statement. The angels, they truly know that there is no true God except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his slave and servant. So these are definitely from the highest type of trustworthy witnesses. The highest type of trustworthy witnesses are the angels, right? And then he mentions the rest of the creation. The one who says that 4 times, then he is saved from the fire. Now there is another narration that says you say something similar to this 3 times. 3 times. But it doesn't mention that you say it in the morning and in the evening. It's a general one. The Sheikh Al-Albani used to authenticate that hadith in a silsila sahiha. Then he retracted from that. So that's also a weak hadith which says the 3. For some time doing this, then stopped doing this and started using the 3 times. And now the 3 times also, they are not that authentic, right? So we are back with this one. Allah knows best. This is if some of the brothers, they want to use it, they can go ahead with it. You will find that like the Sheikh Ibn Baz, he authenticated it, and also others authenticated it. The Sheikh Al-Albani rahimahullah is of the view that this one also is a weak one, right? So those who want to use it, inshallah, they can use it. It's not a hadith that is so weak to be left out, right? There are scholars who authenticated it. The next one also, there is a discussion on its authenticity, which says, number 81, Allahumma ma asbaha bi min ni'matin aw bi ahadin min khalqik faminka wahdaka la sharika lak falaka alhamdu wa laka ash-shukr. So this one, وَإِذَا أَمْسَى قَالَ اللَّهُمَّ مَا أَمْسَى بِي. So this one is also in the morning and in the evening. The narrator is Abdullah ibn Ghannam radiyallahu an. It has come in this hadith that the one who says that, then he has fulfilled offering thanks for his day. And the one who says that in the evening, then he has fulfilled his offering of thanks for that night. Right? So this hadith has a lot of worth to it, also a lot of value. If you say it once in the morning, you fulfill thanking Allah for that day. If you say it in the evening, you fulfill thanking Allah for that day. However, this, as I mentioned, there is a discussion about its authenticity. The Sheikh Ibn Baz mentions it in Tuhfat al-Akhyar, his booklet about dhikr. Sheikh Al-Albani chooses to de-authenticate it. So, but then once again, it is not the type that is so much to be left out. That's why some of the scholars, they authenticated it. It says there is nothing that no favor, no bounty that I wake up with in the morning, that I have entering the morning. It is from no one but you, O Allah. It is from no one but you, alone, without any partner for you. So you're saying any favor that I have in this morning, I wake up with, then it is from you alone, without any partner for you. فَلَكَ الْحَمْدِ, to you belongs all the praise. وَلَكَ الشُّكْرِ, to you belongs all the thanks. Right? So I praise you with my tongue for what you have given me, and I thank you with my body part for whatever bounties and favors you have bestowed upon me. And he combined here between alhamd, praise, and ash-shukr, thanks. And those who attended al-wabil al-sayyib, they should remember that alhamd ra's al-shukr, or ash-shukr ra's al-hamd. Is praise the head or the chief of praise? Yani, is it the chief of shukr, thanks, or is it the opposite? It was in one of those quizzes that we had. Alhamd ra's al-shukr wala al-shukr ra's al-hamd. Right? Alhamd, praising Allah Azza wa Jal, is the head, is the chief of offering thanks. فَمَا شَكَرَ اللَّهَ مَنْ لَمْ يَحْمَدْهُ. If you don't praise Allah, then you did not fulfill thanks. You did not offer thanks to Allah. The one who is thankful to Allah, his tongue will always be praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamd, ra's al-shukr, praising is the head of offering thanks. وَالشُّكْرُ سَبَبٌ لِلزِّيَادَةِ. And offering thanks is a means or a cause leading to getting more from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you are thankful, I will increase you. وشكر المنعم واجب, to offer thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who bestowed the favor upon you. This is a must. قال الله تعالى واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون. Be thankful to me and do not deny me. ولا تكفرون. Do not deny me. Do not be ingrateful. The next hadith, number 82. This is a dhikr and a dua. اللهم عافني في بدني, اللهم عافني في سمعي, اللهم عافني في بصري, لا إله إلا أنت. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من الكفر والفقر, وأعوذ بك من عذاب القبر, لا إله إلا أنت. 3 مرات, 3 times. The narrator is Abu Bakr Nufay' ibn al-Harith رضي الله عنه. اللهم عافني في بدني. Oh Allah, protect me, give me well-being regarding my body. Save me from sicknesses, from problems in my body. Same for my hearing and my eyesight. Give me well-being, safety, security, health for my hearing and also my eyesight. Yani in the beginning it started with the body. Then it mentioned those two which are included in the body. The hearing and the seeing is included in the body. But then these two senses, they are the way to the heart. The explainers say لأنهما الطريق إلى القلب. They are the way to the heart. السمع والبصر, hearing and seeing, they are the way to the heart. And the heart will become reformed or rectified, right? If the heart becomes rectified, then the whole body is reformed and rectified. And if the heart is corrupt, then the whole body is corrupt. Then the whole body is corrupt, as in the authentic hadith, right? What you hear and what you see, this is going to affect your heart. They affect it in a good way or in a bad way, right? So he specialized these two senses because of their importance to the heart. So then you have the heart, and if the heart is good, then the rest of the body is good. If the heart is bad, then the rest of the body is bad. And they say that also the tongue now is what expresses what's in the heart. You know what? In somebody's heart, it's kept hidden until the tongue moves. So they say that the tongue resembles a spoon now. You are taking with this spoon from the heart, and now you are serving on your tongue. You are serving from what is inside your heart, right? So if what is in the heart is good, this serving spoon will utter good words, right? And if the heart is bad, then the tongue will be making evil speech. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ تَعَالَى. Hadith number 83. حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم 7 times. So this towards the end of Surah التوبة. فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله. Allah is sufficient for me. There is no true God except He. Upon Him I rely and depend, and He is the Lord of the great throne. Abu Darda is the narrator of this hadith, and it says that the one who says it in the morning and in the evening 7 times, كفاه الله ما أهمه من أمر الدنيا والآخرة. Allah will suffice him what is worrying him of the affairs of the worldly life and the next life. So if you want to have sufficiency, kifaya, from Allah Azza wa Jal, you say this 7 times in the morning and 7 times in the evening. And this shows how important these adhkar are, right? You get protection, you get sufficiency from Allah by saying in the morning and saying in the evening. Now, there is a discussion on the authenticity. Inshallah, it is authentic. There is one narration that says Allah will suffice him if he says this 7 times, whether he is truthful or whether he is lying. Right? So this piece added there is not authentic. Right? You say this truly, not حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم. Allah is sufficient for me, and you rely upon Him. You have to say it truthfully, not lying. That narration, it says even if one is lying, he will get the same. That is not authentic. That piece, it is because of that piece that some scholars declared this narration to be unauthentic, right? And there are those who say it is unauthentic. But then Allah knows best. It is authentic without that piece, right? Allah knows best. But if you find someone that's saying that there is a discussion on this, or no, that's not authentic, then you know that there is a discussion on that, right? But this piece, which you say, the meaning of it, if you think about it, the meaning of it is so great. And this is an ayah from the Quran, part of an ayah from the Quran, right? And Rasulullah ﷺ is the one who is commanded that if they turn away, فَقُلْ, then say, if they turn away, the disbelievers, if they turn away, then say, حَسْبِيَ Allah, Allah is sufficient for me. لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُ, there is no true God except He. عَلَيْهِ تَوَكَّلْت, upon Him I rely. وَهُوَ رَبُّ الْعَرْشِ الْعَظِيمِ, and He is the Lord of the great throne. The meaning of it is so beautiful and so strong, really, right? So this is the case. Hadith number 84, ذكر and دعاء. اللهم إني أسألك العفو والعافية في الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم إني أسألك العفو والعافية في ديني ودنياي وأهلي ومالي. اللهم استر عوراتي وآمن روعاتي. اللهم احفظني من بين يدي ومن خلفي وعن يميني وعن شمالي ومن فوقي. وأعوذ بعظمتك أن أغتال من تحتي. It's a great dua. It says, "O Allah, I ask you pardon and well-being in this life and in the next life. O Allah, I ask you for pardon and well-being regarding my religion, my livelihood, my worldly life, my family, my wealth. O Allah, cover and conceal my mistakes or my shameful mistakes, flaws and deficiencies that are, if they are unveiled to the people, then I will be disgraced, I will be put to shame. Cover those awrat, cover those things that will put me to shame. Allahumma astur awrati wa amin rawati." Secure. Raw'a is when you are in fear. So give me security in those times when I get scared or terrified. Amin rawati, give me safety and security in times of when I'm terrified. Allahumma ahfazni min bayni yadayya wa min khalfi. Oh Allah, protect me from in front of me, from behind me, from my right and my left, yamini wa shimali, wa min fawqi, and from above me. Wa a'udhu bi'azamatika an ughtala min tahti. And I seek refuge with your greatness that I shall be taken from under me, that the earth should be opened up and made to swallow me, that I should be attacked from under. Right? So you are asking protection from all of the sides. Definitely a great dua, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to push away from you all harms in this life and in the next life, and asking for al-afiyah, the well-being, which is one of the most important things that you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for. When he talked about al-awrat, he talked about the parts of the body that can be shown or should not be shown, and the explainer mentioned the awra of the man, the awra of the woman, and then the author of the book, the Sheikh Said al Qahtani, hafidhullah, he commented on him regarding the parts of the body that can be shown from the woman or not, specifically about the face, whether it can be shown or cannot be shown. So we do not need to go through that. The next hadith is 85, and the hadith number 85, that one is from the adhkar that you say when you go to sleep also. So if you memorize this one, then you will use it in the morning, you will use it in the evening, and you will use it before going to bed. Right? So one dua and dhikr that you will use in the morning and in the evening, and also when you go to sleep. The narrator is Abu Huraira radiyallahu anh. It says, Allahumma alim al-ghaybi wa shahada. O Allah, knower of the hidden and what is hidden, what is witnessed. Right? Fatir as-samawat. We have two worlds here. The world of al-ghayb, the world of things that are hidden from us, right? That are absent from us. كل ما غاب عنك فهو غيب. Anything that is absent, and you are absent from, you don't see it, right? You don't hear it, then it is hidden from you, right? غيب. Unlike the world that is shahada. Shahada is witness, right? Shahada is witness, is testimony, right? That's the linguistic meaning. So shahada here is the opposite of the things that are hidden from us. You have a world that is hidden from us, and you have a world that we are witnessing. Like we are here together now. You are witnessing me, I'm witnessing you, and there are even people on the camera there, they are watching from another part of the world. All of this is the world of witness. We witness it. And there is the world that is hidden from us. Right? The angels, the jinn, right? This is ghaib. Also, there are things that are happening now that other people are witnessing, but we don't. So that's even ghaib from us, although other people are witnessing it. There is ghaib that is ghaib for all of us, for all the humans. And there is ghaib that is for some of us and not the others. Right? So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the knower of the hidden world and the witnessed world. He knows everything subhanahu wa ta'ala. فاطر السماوات والأرض, the originator of the heavens and the earth. رب كل شيء ومليكه, the Lord, the creator of everything and its owner. The king of everything. أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت, I bear witness that there is no true God except you. أعوذ بك من شر نفسي, I seek refuge with you from the evil of myself. ومن شر الشيطان وشركه, and from the evil of shaitan and shirkih, his association of partners in worship. One narration you might see that وشركه, sharakih. Sharak is the what is يعني basically a trap, all of his traps. من شر الشيطان وشركه, sharakih, sheen with a fatha and ra with a fatha. Sharak is the trap, when you set up a trap. So from the evil of shaitan and all of his traps, shirk and otherwise, this is how it's to be understood. من شر الشيطان وشركه وأن أقترف على نفسي سوءا, and that I commit against myself an evil, أو أجره إلى مسلم, or that I shall bring it to someone who is Muslim. يعني bring the evil. I don't want to harm myself, and I do not want to harm other Muslim. So here these words of dua, you are seeking the refuge from Allah from the evil of the self, because the self commands one to commit evil. Ammaratun bis-su'. The self is tilted and inclined towards worldly pleasures, towards desires that will perish on one day. So you are seeking the refuge with Allah, protection from Allah, from the evil of your own self. Also from the evil of the shaitan, the evil of the shaitan and his shirk, his association. As we mentioned, either his association or his traps, and that I commit a sin against myself, or that I shall bring evil towards another or to another Muslim. So this one, you say it in the morning, and you say it in the evening, and you say it when you go to bed. As I said, it is one dua that you use for three parts of the day, or three times in the day, right? I think we can stop here. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. If there are any comments or questions, you can. Yes, we will be off for next Friday. يعني tomorrow we have our class as usual on Saturday. Inshallah, 7 o'clock the Arabic grammar, and then between Maghrib and Isha we have Kitab al-Tawheed, inshallah. But next week, Friday, there will be no lecture. Saturday is also is not going to be there. There will be no lectures, and then Ramadan will start. So this is the case. So the following today is the 15th. So we have the 22nd of Sha'ban next week, and the following week is Friday the 29th of Sha'ban. There will be no classes on these 2 Fridays because I will be going away, inshallah. I'll be back during Ramadan, inshallah ta'ala. So tomorrow will be the last class, inshallah, that we will have, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, up until, inshallah, if Allah extends our lives, we live longer, then witness Ramadan. Then after Ramadan, inshallah, during the month of August, we will be back to these lectures again, inshallah ta'ala. Yes.